Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying-Model-Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk about the nerdy news that you need to know about. It's the only news that matters. It's good news. And on today's show, the new DCEU is taking shape, Lara Croft is about to raid the Amazon, and Ibushi is back. But as you know, here at Model Behaviour, action figures always come first. Or sometimes not at all. I'm about to be redundant, aren't I? So let's talk about them. Or let's not, actually. In a little break from tradition, late breaking news. As I sat down, James Gunn has revealed the first projects for the DCEU. So I'm glancing down at my computer while I bring these up. We have got, excuse me, I'm not going to edit this. We have got 5 movies and 5 TV shows as well. So the movies, this is apparently this is the release order, this is what we're getting, okay? So first of all, we're getting Superman Legacy. This is all we know, is just the titles. So Superman Legacy, followed by The Brave and the Bold, which I guess is Batman and Superman working together. Then there's Swamp Thing. The Authority, which I don't know much about. I know it's like a gritty adult version of the Avengers, kind of. And Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. So those are the 5 movies that are going to kickstart the new DCEU. And then after that, or in conjunction with, we got 5 TV shows as well. So the first one is Waller, which I guess is Amanda Waller doing shady Suicide Squad type stuff. Then there's Lanterns. So we're going to get a full-on Green Lantern TV show, I assume. Then Creature Commandos. I don't know, a monster howling commando type thing. Help me out, guys. Then Booster Gold. I know him vaguely. And Paradise Lost. So yeah, don't know that last one, but this is exciting. I never liked the Snyderverse. I never got into it from the start. But this, I got high hopes. I think that this new fresh start for DC might actually be what I need to get into DC. So I'm going to try and catch all of these, even the TV shows, from the ground and just go running with it. And yeah, I'm kind of pumped for this. All right, over to action figures now. And first of all, McFarlane DC. We're going to stay in the DC realm. They've showed a preview image of their, not Jason Todd, Dick Grayson. There you go. Dick Grayson Robin. This looks really good, actually, I gotta say. Although, also, having been spoilt by Hasbro occasionally deeming to give us pinless figures, now those big old pins on the McFarlane figures, I'm like, oof, they stand out a mile away. But you know what? So do the nice bright colors and the great looking sculpt. So I've got to say, that Robin, with the more traditional Batman characters that are coming out as well, he's gonna fit right in, and I really dig him. I really dig him. Pre-orders are going live for that guy on February 7th. But also, we got ourselves a little preview image of the Dark Knight Batman from the Christopher Nolan trilogy. Overrated! But still, No, I won't retract that. It is overrated. It's got some good stuff in it, though. It really has. So, yeah, this looks, I mean, of course, it's a glamour shot. You know, it's the best it could possibly look, but that does look pretty darn good. And, of course, we've seen previewed already, this is going to be part of a full-on wave. It says Build-A-Figure wave, or some of the news sites have said Build-A-Figure wave. I don't know what the Build-A-Figure is. But you can see that we're getting Scarecrow, Joker, we're getting Bane, who might be the Build-A-Figure, maybe. So it's looking like a really strong lineup. So yeah, I got to admit, I wouldn't be tempted to buy them, I don't think. Or would I? Wait, I'm not going to be in England when they come out. Yeah, okay, well I won't buy them then, but they do look good. Speaking of things that I won't buy, but boy, I could be tempted. Storm Collectibles have unveiled their new Shao Khan. That was a bit of a Howard Finkel there. And new Shao Khan. Yeah, he looks bee's knees, baby. So this is more of a new trilogy Mortal Kombat look. Maybe from Mortal Kombat 10, 9, 10. I'll just keep saying numbers until someone stops me. 12. So yeah, he looks really nice. Definitely an upgrade from the original, which is great but flawed. So this one hopefully will be better put together in various ways, which is not a lot to ask for a more modern figure. But look at the size of that throne, man. That throne is ridiculous. That is going to dominate anybody's shelves. And then you throw in all the different weapons, the spears that he would just spam at you repeatedly. Such a cheap character. Thank God for them incorporating the sliding difficulty scale. Every time you lose, it gets a little easier. That's how fighting games should be made. So yeah, haven't got a release date or price yet. I'm guessing ballpark, you're looking at about 150 clams for this guy. With the big ass throne as well, he ain't gonna be cheap. But also, a lot of people are pleased to see that it looks like the body is segmented as well, because they've been doing a few bodies where it's just like no joins, just rubber all over the top, which sounds kind of good, but actually can limit movement a bit. So I think people are a little happier to have him segmented. But yeah, I gotta say, having just pulled out of collecting Storm Collectibles Mortal Kombat figures, I gotta say, they're kind of killing it now. But hey, I made my choice, and that's it. Toy Infinity are launching or relaunching the line Manglors. Ever heard of Manglors? No, I hadn't either, and I was a child of the 80s. But they were these like rubbery toys that you could pull apart and stick back together, but apparently there was a lot of controversy because you could only stick them back together if you pulled them apart in the right places, like if you pulled the limbs off at the sockets and stuff. If you just ripped them apart like a big, dumb, stupid kid, which all of them are, myself included, I'm a big, dumb, stupid adult, then you're going to break them. So it's kind of a well-known, when I did some research, it's like, the great lie that was Manglors. But hey, you know what? I gotta say, these look cool. Like, they look fun, weird, funky. I kind of dig them. And the gimmick of being able to like pull the limbs off and mix and match them, stick the heads on different bodies and stuff. It's a fun, quirky nonsense kind of thing. And you know me, I'm a fun, quirky nonsense kind of person. So who is it? Toyfinity is the name. And beyond. They're relaunching these Manglors and they look kind of fun. Fig Zero have revealed images of their 1/6 scale Power and Chainsaw Man figures. I'm slowly getting into Chainsaw Man, and it's intense. it's definitely intense, but man, it's kind of beautiful in its storytelling and the manga and the anime. Yeah, when those things can get their hooks in me, the words are hard. Let's move on with the pictures, shall we? They look real nice. No release date or price yet, but just there you go. If you're a Chainsaw Man, then you know where to find these, and they look kind of cool. So there you go. That was a nothing segment. Mattel have shown some images of their new Masters of the Universe figures. Which wave is this? Wave 12. Wow, they're cranking them out. And this time we're getting quite a selection here. So first of all, we are getting Snake Armor Skeletor, who looks mean and gruesome, as he should do. Then we've got Roboto, Domo Arigoto, Mr. Roboto. Then there is Tongue Lasher, who lashes his tongue, as one would expect. And finally, we've got Hypno. No Hypno hustling here, or Hypno Stew. This is just Hypno, and he looks kind of fun. So yeah, for you vintage Masters of the Universe collectors, it's just more of the same good stuff coming there for you. Now, these are kind of cool. AXN loyal subjects have added some new Ninja Turtles to their lineup. And this is kind of, I like these, because the NECA ones are just so beautiful. But they're expensive. They're real expensive. But these are, I mean, they're still quite expensive, but they're a little cheaper. I feel it's a little bit more of an entryway. You still need a certain amount of money to buy your way in, but it's not so bad. And now they're getting some deep cuts. First of all, we're getting April O'Neil. Not a deep cut, but just who doesn't want an April? If you got the Turtles, you've got to have her with her classic yellow jumpsuit. That's really great. Then the one that really caught my eye is the Casey Jones, and this is like a Urban Legends Casey Jones is what it's called. I don't know if that's like an Elseworlds kind of thing or what, but I dig the stars and stripes looking mask. That's really cool. And he's got his classic one there as well. Again, very animated show with the classic mask. And then finally, we got Slash. And we've had a few Slashes now. We've had Super 7, got NECA, now we're getting the AXN, and he looks really good too. They cram a lot of accessories in with these guys, and I got to say, they look quite pretty. And finally, for action figures, kind of a big one here, for me at least, because I love my Kyotos, I love my Revoltechs, and now they've previewed Moon Knight, and He looks good. It's only one picture, okay? So you can take that and then extrapolate what you know about Revoltech, and then you can decide, like, if it's going to be any good. I think it probably will be. If you don't like their weird, contorted, mangarized kind of looks, then no, this ain't for you. But I'm thinking about the Scarlet Spider I had. Not Scarlet Spider, Iron Spider. I'm thinking about my Cable, who I'm looking at right now. He's not been put in storage yet. And yeah, I think this could be a badass looking action figure. I think he's quite a way off. This is literally just like a first image preview, so don't get too excited yet, but just, you know, let the excitement juices start simmering a little bit, because we could be in for a very cool Moon Knight quite soon. Over in TV and movie news, we've covered the new DCEU, so that's taken care of. But for all you Tomb Raider fans out there, apparently, alright, Amazon is planning to put together their own Tomb Raider TV show being written by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who we know from writing Fleabag and the new Indiana Jones movie, which some people are like, whoa, woman, Indiana Jones, harumph. It's waiting for the movie to come out first. But yeah, now she's going to be writing Tomb Raider, and I like Phoebe Waller-Bridge's writing. What can I say? Hey, look, if she ruins Indiana Jones, I won't like her so much, but I'm going to give her a chance. But Tomb Raider, I think that could totally work. I think the last movie reboot was, like, it was okay, but it was just telling the same story, like, almost beat for beat as the game did. And I'm like, nah, I want something new. I want some exciting new Lara adventures. So maybe this will be it. Probably in a couple of years, we'll find out. A little bit of interesting news on the Michael Jackson biopic that's being made is that he's going to be played by his nephew, his actual nephew, Jafar Jackson, who, like, he looks the part. The familial resemblance is right there. Jafar is the son of Jermaine Jackson, apparently. But that also, you know, that leads you to be pretty secure in the fact that this ain't going to be a warts and all gritty story about the life of Michael Jackson. Nah, this is going to be one of those fairy tale kind of biopics. And you know what? I'm fine with that. I quite like Michael Jackson's music. I quite like still listening to it, so I'm happy to print the legend, so to speak. But, you know, it's not going to be one of those grim and gritty kind of tell-all sort of things. Let's face it, there are plenty of documentaries on those. And the truth? Who knows? Probably somewhere in the middle. But I'm talking to the truth in the middle. That was kind of a thing. I'm not going to edit that. So yeah, Michael Jackson movie's taking shape. And then just a quick little aside, kind of a transental, I don't know what the word is. It's another DC thing. It's just Dave Batista, who doesn't like Dave Batista? No one. He's just such a likable dude, it would seem. He did an interview where he said that James Gunn approached him to take the role of Bane, or at least did not offer it. You know, these things get blown out of proportion. I'm sure that they were just like spitballing stuff. But he said that even though he loves the idea of playing Bane, he actually said, like, nah, I'm too old. I'm too old. That needs to go to a younger person. You're starting out from scratch. You're doing this again right. You need a young actor who's going to just, you know, be able to carry the role, which is exactly the right sentiment. And again, I'm not saying James Gunn offered him the role or anything. I'm sure they were just, like, chatting about it. But it's just nice to hear that Dave Bautista's got the right idea. And hopefully James Gunn has as well. Which also does make me sad because, man, Batista from 2005, holy moly, he would have been incredible as Bane. Although he probably doesn't have, he wouldn't have had the acting chops then that he does now. I mean, I saw him in some of those Evolution skits. He was good, but he's not where he is now. But still, 2005 Batista, man, he would have killed it as Bane. Oh well, we'll leave that to the fantasy booking. But yeah, I thought that was just a nice little story. Over in pro wrestling news, just a couple of little updates. I mean, you're going to know this already. It was the Royal Rumble on Saturday, and Cody Rhodes came in at number 30 and triumphed against no odds, really, to win the Rumble. I'm a Cody fan. I like Cody, and I wanted him to win. But why are you putting your babyface in the best spot of the Rumble, where he's almost guaranteed a victory? And who was the last person that he eliminated? Gunther, the evil heel, who just wrestled for an hour and 15 minutes and put on a Herculean performance. And it's like, do you not understand how, like, the good guy is the bad guy here? Like, It's like if at the end of Endgame, Thanos single-handedly wiped out all of the Avengers and everything all by himself. And then Captain Marvel showed up at the end and just went, oh, pinky flick, boom, thank you very much, gauntlet, bam, done. Aren't I the hero? Well, not really. You didn't really do all that much. I felt more sympathy for the villain. But hey, I'm not a writer for WWE. Although I should be. Speaking of, though, the closing angle for the Rumble, Sami Zayn and the Bloodline, chef's kiss. What they did was completely predictable. But you know what? Sometimes predictable is the best thing to do because it makes so much sense. Sami Zayn finally siding with his friend Kevin Owens, refusing to attack him, turning on the Bloodline, and then the Bloodline turning on him. If I was a director and a writer, I would have scripted it a little bit differently. But the fact of the matter is, we got to where we needed to get to, and it was a beautifully told story. And outside of WWE, one of my favorite performers, Kota Ibushi, life is picking up for him. He's finally recovered from his horrible dislocated shoulder that had him out of action for over a year. And also his contract with New Japan Pro Wrestling has expired. Therefore, he can go wherever he wants to. And the first place he's going is GCW, which is like just not anything that I would have ever imagined. Kota Ibushi going to be wrestling in the small, violent American indie GCW. That's just great fun. And you know what company partners up with GCW a lot? AEW. And you know who's there? Kenny Omega. The Golden Lovers coming back together. Boom! Come on, 2023. Make it happen. Over in video game news now, and with a little bit of an aside to pro wrestling as well, at the Women's Royal Rumble, Zelina Vega came out dressed as Juri from Street Fighter in a pretty spectacular cosplay. Like, it looked amazing. She looked amazing. She looked like a freaking goddess. The moment she stepped out of the curtain, I was like, well, that's the thumbnail for this video. So the reason that she was doing this cross-promotion with Street Fighter is because she's actually going to be featured in Street Fighter 6 as a commentator. This is a new thing they're incorporating, which I think could be kind of fun, where matches you can choose to have live commentary as you go. So I know that some games have done this before, and I kind of dig it. So I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm a not hardcore Street Fighter fan, but I enjoy the franchise. So when this comes out, I think I might have to pick it up because everything I've seen so far looks really, really good. And over in PlayStation news, they did like a little sizzle reel hype trailer for upcoming projects, which was all like live action recreations of some of their biggest games. And they were all things that have been announced or are coming out soon or have already come out, like God of War, Spider-Man 2. But they also had a little clip, a little scene that looked a lot like it was from Uncharted. And recently, Naughty Dog, who made the Uncharted games and The Last of Us, have said, we ain't making any more Uncharted, we're done. But it looks like a new studio might have picked up Uncharted, and we could be getting some new Uncharted games. And that, for me, that is good news. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, there are bears on Mars. Well, at least one bear on Mars. Alright, there's a couple of craters that look like a bear. But isn't it cute? That's just a little fun and finally story there. Apparently, yeah, it's like some lava things and volcanic stuff and little rock craters and it made the face of a little bear. That's kind of adorable. Model behavior. Compelling, rich, full of the late breaking news. And folks, that does it for this episode of Good News. I forgot what I was doing there. Thanks for watching. I felt kind of bad because after I posted my last room tour, I think a lot of people, understandably, got the impression is that it for model behavior? Nah, man. That was just the last room tour because, as you can see behind me, everything's getting boxed up and put away. I'm going to keep making videos. Because, what the heck else am I going to do? So, for those of you who aren't on the uppity up, I leave for Japan on March 7th. So then, that'll be the start of the new season. In the meantime, though, we're still going. It's just not quite the same look and feel as originally because everything is in a bit of a state of flux. But you know what doesn't stop? The news, especially the good news. So I'm going to keep giving it to you. So guys, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, keep displaying model behavior.